Hey everybody, it's Lippy45S with another video. This is a Homelab update video because we got some new equipment over the past year. So I'll start from the top. This is just an old Insignia TV we're currently using as a monitor, which I don't know why you turned it on, there's really no reason to. And not much to see there, it's just a TV. We have one of the new servers here, which is a Dell PowerEdge R720. It's currently running at 84 watts. It has one E5 2680 V2 Ivy Bridge socket 2011 with 96 gigs of RAM. We have two 600 gigabyte, 6 gigabit, 2.5 inch HGST 600 gig, 6 gig discs. And four regular Seagate 2.5 inch discs that are 4 terabytes or 2 terabytes each.
2 terabytes each.
2 terabytes each. And currently set up in a RAID 5, so about 5.5 terabytes here. These two are in RAID 1, they're just mirrored. So that's fine. It's got a dual 10 port network adapter in there. It's 10 gig ports each, so there's a total of two 10 gig ports on the back of that, with the your standard H10 8710 series RAID controller. I'm not super familiar with these machines. I've been working with HP for the most part. And two 750 watt power supplies. One is currently not installed in the system because we don't need it at the moment. And very quiet machine. This machine performs very well. And it is as quiet as the DL360 here, which again, people are always telling me these things, oh, they're screaming loud, they're annoying. We've had this thing for years. It's been running. We've barely ever heard it, except on hot days. So I don't know what people are complaining about. They are picky with hardware though, so some hardware does change the fan speed. But other than that, it's fine. It's quiet. It's just, it's old. We got to clean it up. We got to find a new home for this one. And just like the old video, the specs are similar, but we stripped the hard drives and RAM out of the system. So it has two 460 watt power supplies, no memory, two socket 1366 Westmere Generation X5675 Xeon processors. That's pretty much it, and an LSI RAID card. So nothing too special there. This is my old server, which I'm in the process of trying to find a new home for because I don't want it, I definitely don't need it, and it annoys the ever-living hell out of me. And this system is a Generation 8 DL380. It has two socket 2011 CPUs, but it's currently not installed in there. It's no RAM either, so it's got two 1 kilowatt power supplies. These drives are all 300 gigabyte Dell branded drives. They're just here to save space. Two P420 RAID controllers, one embedded, one PCI Express. And other than that, yeah, it's no RAM, no CPUs. CPUs were moved to the Dell machines that we got, so it's not needed anymore. Here we have the switches for the power, the monitor. We got the 1 gig HP switch, which is in the back. I'll show you guys that in a bit. We got my Dell, his Dell, printer, Wi-Fi box, ISP box, and F's fiber switch. ISP box doesn't support fiber connections, which is absolutely stupid because they say, oh, our connection is fiber optic. At the line it is. Once it gets inside your house, no, it uses coaxial cable to connect to your router, and your router only has 1 gigabit RJ45 ports on it. And once you get past 1 gigabit connection, fiber, well, those ports are too slow. So I really hope they add fiber support to their modems pretty soon, because it's getting frustrating. Because we're in 2023, guys. Like, come on. TELUS does it, why can't you? We have some HP printer here, nothing really to see. Down here we have another Dell R720. It has four 300 gigabyte SAS drives. Same processor, it's in the other R720. It's a single E5 2680 V2 socket 2011 Ivy Bridge. Two 750 watt power supplies. One is currently installed. The H710 RAID controller, 64 gigs of RAM, pretty close to the same. We got all these from the same guy, we just moved parts around. Firewall, which is an Intel Core i3-2120, generic SSD, 10-port fiber card, nothing too special there. And we have the last R720, which has two E5 2620 V2s, 48 gigs of RAM. We have 9 300 gig SAS drives here. Only 6 are configured. This machine is not plugged in. The parts are just for a spare. Same power supplies, two 750 watt power supplies, H710 controller. It's pretty much the same thing as the other two. And we managed to pick up 3 of these systems for 125 bucks, and a free switch was included. We were originally only supposed to get 2, but the guy said just take 3 and I'll give you a switch too. So we got 3 of them for the price of 2. Now let's take a quick look at the back here, which is nothing really spectacular to see, but we have the top R710, or R720, sorry, and there's a 210 gig port there, and the power and the iDRAC connection over here. That's pretty much it. That's all it's plugged in. These two are unplugged. Looking for a new home for them. The R720s have no rail, so all 3 machines are kind of just sitting without rails right now. We're trying to find some. I gotta strip that network card out of that too at some point. There's the back. My R720. It's just the iDRAC, the LAN, and the power is connected back there. And below that we got the 48 port switch, which is the J9981A 48 port HP switch, which just was included for free. And luckily we had some 10 gig Intel transceivers that were able to drop down to 1 gigabit from 10 gigabit, so we can hook this switch up to the QNAP switch at the top, which I'll show you in a second. That was in the last video. ISP box, back of the firewall, which is nothing special to see back there. It's just power and the network cable, and the spare R720 is down there with the power supply stuck in it, nothing plugged in. And this is the 10 gig QNAP. Right now it's only fiber connectors plugged in and one 2.5 gigabit connection for my computer there. Little vacuum thing for cleaning dust and scope. And it's pretty much nothing else to see. And all these Dell servers, the new ones, are running Proxmox PVE. Top one, which is a primary, handles DNS, web servers, game hosting, everything that we need it to do. And mine at the current moment is just a sandbox, which it may be powered on later on if we need it. But other than that, there's really not much else to see here in terms of the upgrades. We will continue to keep everyone posted when we get everything cleaned up and installed properly and we get these 2 things out of here. Anyways guys, I will see you in the next video, whenever that would be. I'm not sure when that'll be because I barely upload to YouTube anymore. So I'll see you later.